much. Valtteri, so close. I think the entire grandstand heaved exclamation marks, as it were, when you went off right at the end on that last corner. Nobody else has been off there either.
Yeah, well, I didn't know at that time that it was close to the pole. I only knew how it was compared to my best lap, which was the previous lap, which was not bad. Yeah, I knew I had one more lap to go. Maybe looking back, took maybe a bit too much out of the tires in the beginning of the lap, and the last sector became a bit more tricky. And as I was gaining time compared to my best towards the end, it became more difficult in the last few corners, and then I risked it a bit too much in the last two corners and went a little bit wide. And here when you go offline, it's really slippery, like everyone saw, and that was it.
You're very upset about it?
Well, of course, yeah. It's not nice to make a mistake, but I think in the end today it maybe cost one place maximum. Anyway, I think the mistake was taking a bit too much out of the tires in the beginning of the lap. That's what made me struggle a bit more in the end of the lap. So the lap before, I'm quite happy about that.
Mm-hmm. Lewis, some of the corners around here seem to invite errors. What sort of race are we going to see tomorrow?
I don't necessarily think they invite errors. I mean, at the end of the day, we're pushing all the time, so you're going to see those mistakes or hiccups occur all the time. But they're generally easy to recover from. And it's a very fast-flowing, or medium to high-speed, fast-flowing circuit. And I really think that tomorrow is going to be a good race for people to watch. In terms of being able to, you've got the long straights which you can follow with the DRS, and it's nice and wide, so therefore you should hopefully be able to follow quite nicely. So it could be one of the better races that we've had for a long time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, great effort by Lewis Hamilton on pole position. Here we're going to take a look at Bottas, who was looking very close to beating Lewis there. We can see them side by side starting the lap here together. Going down the straight, they go around turn one, everything looks very similar. These guys are taking very different lines around the rest of the track. Looks like Bottas brakes a bit later than Lewis here, so definitely, as he said, he was taking a bit too much out of his tires onto the first sector, so we're going to see that. Here you can see Bottas keeping very tight around turn 3, whereas Lewis is just taking a wider line there. That can make a bit of a difference on the cars and on the way the tires behave after that. Turn 4, Bottas is a bit ahead, just a little bit. You can see a small difference there. Lewis driving into turn 5, also a bit later on the brakes by Bottas there. He carries a bit more speed there. Looks very similar there, but this is where we start seeing a few differences also on the racing line between these two guys. They take turn 7 there, very similar, but here you can see Bottas keeps a much tighter line out of this corner than Lewis. Lewis just keeps the car a bit wider and makes the track a bit longer. Maybe that makes a difference on the philosophies. Back on turn 10, back straight, put the power down. Williams is very slippery down the straight. The Mercedes also very good power. Again, slightly different philosophies between these two guys around turn 13, 14, 15. You see Bottas keeps the car much tighter than Lewis. Lewis uses the track a bit more. That potentially gives Bottas a bit better position on the track. He keeps his car a bit tight again. But this is crucial. Maybe Bottas is making his tires work a bit harder, giving them more temperature. Around to the last two corners, this is where the mistakes happen for Bottas. They're very, very equal on the track there. The lap times will be very similar at this point. Bottas carries a bit too much speed, locks up, has the lock up. As soon as he goes off the line, his rear tires are gone. And that's it. The effort is very, very valid, but overcooked a bit in the end, unfortunately. So great effort by these two guys.
Kevin Magnussen is alongside